Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Kagisho Ramatsa, an e-business consultant and a UNECE expert in transport and logistics domain. In this presentation, we will take a look at the JSON API specification support for UNECE semantic standards and MMT reference data model. Now, here is a brief overview from the presentation. It is that we will have a look at the UNECE JSON API specifications, the information on that, APIs, meaning application programming interface, are the new technology in data exchanges. We will have a look at the base ground environment for JSON API specifications from the UNECE. We will go through the JSON schemas exported directly from the UNECE semantic standards. We will then have a look at the web API development from exported JSON schemas from the UNECE semantic standards. Then finally, we will summarize our presentation. The UNECE JSON API specifications is an ongoing project under the UNECE. This project has contributions which were initially from a project called RDM to API, meaning reference data model to API, which took place on an online technical platform called GitHub, whereby more information could be found by looking at the presentation or the link being provided here. This work is done in collaboration with various stakeholders and many knowledgeable UNECE experts. The work being done for this JSON API specifications follows the model first, which is from the reference data model of the UNECE approach design principle. The base ground for this API specification project, it is that it allows you to customize your reference data model, example specifically being the MMT RDM, to create your own interface based on this. It assures the conformance with the UNECE reference data model and allows interoperability with all the domains of the UNECE, meaning having created the specifications for the APIs following the MMT RDM makes it interoperable with other UNECE domains like supply chain, like cross-border regulatory domains. This makes it very easy to keep your APIs up to date, even when the reference data models changes, meaning if it moves from one distribution version to another distribution version, having to use this ground for the API development and following the specifications, then you are able to keep up with the underlying reference data model from one version to another. And this is very helpful because it prevents any disruptive data changes to the API, which may affect users, meaning having to implement something and then when the data model changes, or having to create an API directly from scratch without following the reference data model. Now, when there are changes, then these changes will affect your implementers or your users. So having to create your API specifications using the reference data model will make sure that you avoid such a situation. Currently, the known syntax output from the UNECE standards, it is the XML schema. As a result of this project, the JSON schema, it is now a planned additional syntax for the UNECE publications. This is an ongoing project development work to define the naming and design rules for producing JSON schemas from UNECE reference data model or data exchange structures. And the initial contributions were from the project's RDM to API JSON LD vocabulary guidelines, which more information about it could be found on the link that is provided here. And then as well as the project API tech spec, which also the information about this project could be found from the UNECE, UNCFACT website. The aim here is to make sure that the JSON schemas can be easily auto-generated from the reference data model, e.g. from the MMT reference data model and its data exchange subsets. To make an example of one could be the rail data standards that have been developed in collaboration with the UNECE and the UNCFACT. After then having created or exported or produced JSON schemas from this reference data model, it is that web APIs can then be directly generated from these schemas using any supporting API software tool. And this development of the APIs, it is based on the Open API 3 standards that is globally known, and more information about this could be found clicking on the link that is provided below. The idea it is that to auto-generate the machine-readable API files in a format called YAML or in a format that could be read by Swagger environment. And this API development ensures standardized developer documentation that could then be taken and be used directly within the implementation project. On this slide, you have a very sample interface of an API using one of the MMT subsets, which is the SMGS consignment node from the rail sector. In closing of this very brief presentation about JSON API specification, it is that the aim is to have the possibility of adopting these technical solutions for implementing them in the rail data standards, among other standards and among other domains within the UNCFACT. And also to have the exported UNCFACT JSON schemas to be used in any web APIs that are available out there. We encourage the support for the development of this standardized UNCFACT web API implementations across the global supply chain. And more information about the UNCFACT semantic standards and the ongoing projects and the previous projects can be found by clicking on this link provided here on this presentation. With that, I would like to say thank you very much. I hope this presentation was very helpful and was very informative and encourages participation in various UNCFACT ongoing projects. Thank you and bye.